I was an English teacher for 32 years, and as I reflected on what I would say this morning, I recalled an incident in which I caught one of my favorite honor students using a cheat sheet during a test. These situations were always awkward for a non-confrontational person like me, and all I could do was walk back to Sally's desk, confiscate her test paper and the little extra help that she had been using, and maybe add a quiet little rebuke like, "That's not the way to earn an A in my class." Something that the other kids would definitely hear, but also something that would not mortify Sally beyond repair. Unlike most kids who are caught in this manner, she came in after school that very day and tearfully apologized for her transgression. Well, of course I forgave her, and I don't want you to think that I was some Christ-like bestower of grace in doing so. I simply never forgot the pressure I was sometimes under to make grades. And besides that, I caved into that pressure a time or two myself along the way, though I did not make mention of that to Sal. Anyway, a few weeks later, I was reading a poem out loud to that same class, and my students noticed that the book I was using was tattered almost beyond usefulness. I told them that it was my very favorite teaching treasure and that I had used it for almost 30 years, but sadly couldn't replace it because it was no longer in print. Well, lo and behold, on the day before Christmas break, guess who presented me with a copy of that very book, which she had somehow found online? It was indeed Sally. And I remember telling her after class that I hoped she hadn't done this out of guilt because of that little cheating incident. She looked me in the eye and came back with, "No, no. It just felt so good after you forgave me that I just wanted to give it to you. You seemed so sad that the other one was so torn up." At the time, I thought that this was a pretty neat human experience and a very humbling one for me, too. I did feel humbled that she would do something that nice just because I forgave her. Well, I now treasure that memory as a God experience. Forgiving her was no big deal to me, but it freed her to give me something without guilt and without a thought of benefiting herself by scoring redemptive points with her teacher. The Christian lesson I see now is forgiveness does set us free to love and to give for the sheer joy of it once again. The great forgiver Jesus has set each of us free to do just that. And how wondrous it is to know, as a new week begins, that our own acts of mercy and grace, as imperfect as they might be, are at least a tiny reflection of his divine example. Have a great week, everyone.